Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dong Xiong. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. The current birth rate for China in 2023 is 10.645 births per 1,000 people, a 2.36% decline from 2022. The birth rate in 2022 was 10.902 births per 1,000 people, a 2.3% decline from 2021. The birth rate in 2021 was 11.159 births per 1,000 people, a 2.5% decline from 2020. You know the trend. It is continually declining. According to independent demographer He Yafu, China's population likely started shrinking last year for the first time in decades. This is a significant milestone that will have long-term repercussions for the economy. That would be less than the 10.6 million babies born in 2021, already the sixth straight year of declines and the lowest since the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949. Mr. He Yafu said that the country likely recorded more deaths last year than the 10.1 million people who died in 2021, in part because of the spread of COVID infections. China could lose its status as the world's most populous country to India this year. The anticipated population drop-off is coming much faster than previously expected and could curb growth in the world's second largest economy. The labor force is already shrinking. Long-term demand for houses will fall further, and the government may also struggle to pay for its underfunded national pension system. Births fell in many nations during the pandemic as people feared going to hospitals, lacked family support because of lockdown restrictions and the rising child care costs. China, however, faces additional problems. The decades-long enforcement of a one-child policy has skewed the gender ratio. Given the traditional preference among Chinese parents for sons, that has led to a decline in the number of women of childbearing age that will be hard to reverse, even after the government ended the policy and allowed families to have more children. Some regions have started offering incentives for couples to have kids. Shenzhen, which neighbors Hong Kong, is working on plans to subsidize parents until their children turn 3. Financial aid could be as high as one-off payment of 10,000 yuan, along with an additional 3,000 per year. Healthcare authorities in Shenzhen have acknowledged the challenges, saying that the city's population situation was by no means optimistic. New births have fallen for 4 straight years, they said, adding that the number of women of childbearing age has fallen almost 9% since 2015. Will the incentive work? Christopher Bader is a deputy China research director at Gavacal Dragonomics. He said, the measures taken to boost birth rates have been far too little and too late, and were completely overwhelmed by the impact of COVID-0 on birth rates. The core issue is that there is only so much policy can accomplish in this realm because declining birth rates are driven by deep structural factors. Better said, economic challenges posed by China's aging and shrinking population have been discussed for years. The leadership seems to have belatedly realized that those issues are very real and arriving very quickly. As recently as 2019, the United Nations was forecasting that China's population would peak in 2031 and then decline. By last year, though, the UN had revised that estimate to see a peak at the start of 2022. It now expects China to lose 110 million people by 2050 and fall to about half its current size by the end of the century. According to Bloomberg Economics, the fall in the working age population will be even greater. That group will slump to about 650 million people in 2050, a drop of about 260 million from 2020. They forecast demographic headwinds will cut into the long-term growth potential of the economy unless government policies to promote having children start to be effective. It may take a few years for the population to settle into a steady contraction, according to Yuan Xing, a demographics professor at Nankai University in Tianjin. He cited the government's decision to ease birth limits and introduce policies to encourage childbirth. Usually, population growth would hover around zero for a few years before one can conclude that a country has entered the phase of population contraction, he added. China's economy may not feel an immediate hit from the population decline. Labor can still be shifted from less productive or rural sectors such as farming to other areas. Total labor supply for the non-farming sector can still go up. A change to the retirement age may address some of the issues. Countries such as Japan have been successful in maintaining the total size of the labor force even as the population aged and shrank. As more older people worked and women who left the workforce to raise a family returned. China would have to overcome some challenges. The topic has been discussed for years but never implemented on a scale and has frequently sparked public outcry. China has kept the retirement age unchanged for more than 4 decades. 60 for men and 55 for women white-collar workers. By contrast, most men and women in Japan and Taiwan can retire and start drawing a pension a few years later. The issue may come up again soon. At the last month's Central Economic Work Conference, China's leadership said that they would push forward the postponement of legal retirement age in a gradual manner at the right time to actively deal with the issues of population aging and the low birth rate, according to a readout of the meeting. Good luck with that. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.